What's going on, everybody? How do you like that new countdown music? I kept getting copyright strikes for my countdown music, so yeah, hopefully that one doesn't do it. But with that, how's everybody doing? What a week it's been. Almost on Friday. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. We're gonna be talking about games today. And shout out to Ghost in the Garage Gaming. So I was originally going to interview him today. He had some business stuff. Thursdays are actually pretty hard. Like I had to start thinking about like back when I used to travel for work. Thursdays is usually when you travel. It's a travel day. Sunday, Monday travel. Thursdays usually travel for everybody. So we may do that like on a Saturday. We may do a Ghost in the Garage stream on a Saturday or something. So more to come on that. But it's okay. There's actually a lot of gaming news, a lot of stuff that we've been talking about. But with that said, let me shout out people. We got Cloud and Console. Woo woo. I think that's Rudix. Who's it? Rudix or Nads? Probably. See, based upon what they said, seems like Hey Purple. Seems like that's a Nads. Seems like that's Nads. Good evening, roster. What's going on? Got Sour Blow. We're about to talk about Sour Blow here in a second. Um, we got Severin Evans, got the twins. What's going on, Severin? Got Ambi. I got Wit, got a couple D Wilson. What is going on? Ayo Frost. Whoa, what's going on, Frost? How are you? All right, so y'all, we got a couple of different things we're gonna be talking about today. But first, before I get out, and I'll hit this again at the end, y'all. Tomorrow I will be, and let me just put this up there. Let me kind of get it up there, There we go. So I will be on stream with Mystic Fragments. Let me see if I can do it like this. Yeah, there we go. Look at I'm same picture, same location. I will be on stream tomorrow with Mystic Fragments. It'll be a late stream for those on the East Coast, 10 p.m. Eastern. But he has this really cool idea that's called What If. So he always says, like, if you think of What If from Marvel, I haven't seen that. So but it seems like a cool concept. It's like, what if this had happened? And we're gonna be talking about what if Stadia never quit? Or what if Stadia was still alive, right? So I'm really looking forward to the conversation. Everybody who's a fan of Stadia, I hope you come and join us. Just looking at that controller brings back so many memories. But yeah, shout out to Sourbloww. Shout out to his channel. That will be tomorrow evening. If you go to my community stream, there is a link to his channel and to the actual stream as well. And I'll repost it again tomorrow. So, and it won't be super it won't be, like, super long. Like he said, he'll make it like a normal thing, and y'all know Sourbloww, good people Sourbloww is. Even though he's over there with the Xbox International crowd. Not joking, we're all friends. And so, but yeah, that's happening. I'll mention this again at the end. So, that is happening. So, oh, wait, let's go back to me. Let's go back to me. Maybe not. Maybe we can't come back to me? I think. I don't know. I was doing something different. I was doing something a little different. Not an interesting topic to me person, but hey, you do you, purple. Severin, no problem, Severin. No problems. No problems. We're actually might be hitting on something today, and I have a video for you, Severin, particularly that I'm making, and you get a sneak preview of it today. It's kind of like last week where I gave you a sneak preview of what I was thinking for Nintendo. And yeah, I have another one. I have one that it's specifically geared towards PC people, but well, I'll talk about that in a second. Another, big news that hit today, and I want to talk about it. Ross already knows, and this wasn't today. This was this week, though. Orcs Must Die Death Trap. Orcs Must Die Death Trap is it's live. It's live. You can play it now. It is a little different though. So if you've ever played Orcs Must Die, this one's a little different. It's a little less linear. Best way I can put it, a little less linear. And I think the game it's you kind of have to have played the game already. So if that's intimidating, you've never played Orcs Must Die, but you want to jump into it, Orcs Must Die 3, which is the one I played and got into the series with, that is actually on sale right now. And on top of that, we will be doing on Saturday a members only stream play along where I will be playing Orcs Must Die. It's, just going through the levels, getting some bosses, doing some pretty cool stuff. I probably put about solid 2 to 3 hours so far in the game. I've been a little busy. I've actually been playing a different game. I know. Orcs Must Die, but I'm going to be playing probably a lot more tomorrow specifically to get ready for Saturday. But yeah, and with that, let me bring back my little. Let's see if I can do this right this time. Bring me back, yeah, but I've been playing a game called Magic Arena. I think some of y'all have already seen that I've had this affinity for Magic the Gathering recently. Yeah, I've been playing Magic Arena. I thought about trying it out. Go for it, Frost. Go for it. If I'm in and out, forgive me. I have a few more lines of code. Severin, you're good. You're good, Severin. No worries. The graphics look great, but I do see a typo. 31st should be 31st. Ah, okay. 31st. Maybe it's 31st. 31st. We'll put it up. We'll put it up. But great catch, Ross, there. Um, sure, Rafa Ross, try it out. I think it's a great game. I think it's a great game. Good evening or good morning. Hey, Holtz, I know it's late over there. We're just talking a little bit about stuff. So Mystic Fragments on Friday, Orcs Must Die play along on Saturday, and it's 4-player co-op. 4-player co-op. So we'll be like rotating through. We'll get on stream or I'll have the stream going. So it should be pretty fun. I'm excited. Um, Nothing, Severin. You didn't miss anything. So that's that. But the next thing, if you can see from the title, this one is going to be. I might bring the smoke. I might bring the smoke. Uh, so here we go. Here we go. I do want to talk about. We talk about gaming. We talk about business. We talk about the intersection of that. We talk about what we're enjoying and playing and everything. And so today I want to talk about a couple of the big ones, right? A couple of the big companies, and I have to start off with the one that just gives me the best case study for business. Part of the issue with giving out a lot of information is you have a lot of information in this company particularly. So if you look at the title, I forget what I titled this one is. I just know it's episode 126. But if we take episode 126 of Shades of Purple, we're talking about Microsoft. We're talking about Sony. We're going to talk a little bit about Nintendo. We're going to talk a little bit about PC. And I'm going to make videos about these later on, so you'll get a little sneak peek into my thought process on this. But the first thing is Microsoft. And I got a couple of different slides from Microsoft. So bear with me. And when I say slides, I don't really mean slides, but I do mean things with Microsoft. So the first one is this one, right? PlayStation is behind 64 spending of the Microsoft games last month. So this is actually an interesting stat, right? There's been a lot of talk about how Microsoft was the number one game publisher in December, right? So that's kudos for game publishing December. PlayStation was behind 64% of it. I don't know how they really get these numbers, but they get these numbers and they throw it out there. Thank you, Michael Ruiz, for doing so forth. And so I saw some tweets in some blue sky. I don't know what they call it on blue sky butterflies. I don't know. Saw some of that stuff. And the biggest thing that we saw from that is like, okay, their thing is their Microsoft strategy is working. That's what we heard. We heard their strategy is working. They were the 64% of spend. And I think this is a pyrrhatic victory. Pyrrhatic. Pyrrrac. Pyrrhic. I don't know. It's a word that's there to PYR. It's one of those victories. And the reason I say that is simple. Simple. It's simple. And I got another thing. I got another thing for y'all. I got another thing. And this is a tweet from a guy who actually does a lot of data. And he and I were actually going back and forth on this earlier this week. But this guy, his name is Matt Piscatella. Matt Piscatella. He's actually a gaming veteran. He does like the business analytics side of gaming. And Rouster says, does 1 month really matter? I think it could. It could, because that's December. That's the biggest month for gaming historically. That's the only reason I say that. And so here's the thing. Like, so Matt Piscatella, if you read through this whole thing, right? He basically talks about Black Ops 6. And the TLDR on that, or the bottom line up front on that, is overall, Black Ops 6 did expand the pie for Microsoft. So what that means is they got more players in with Black Ops 6 for the Call of Duty franchise, and they made marginally a little bit more money. So if you can see there at the bottom, he says, Al, and it looks so far to me, in my opinion, based on what I have, my own subjective opinion, driven from available data that you're in no way need to share nor tell me why you disagree. A lot of saying there to just say his opinion. That putting Call of Duty on Game Pass led to a moderate improvement in the reach and the size of the property. Right. So it made a little bit more money, expanded the pool a little bit, and so forth. And if you actually go on Blue Sky, you'll see me. I tweet him back, and I'm saying, so Matt, you basically said Microsoft proved price elasticity. You know, the price elasticity theory, which is if you lower the price of something, you'll get more customers, and there's actually a certain optimal price to lower it by to get a certain number of customers, and you'll make the most profit. Right? That's what they proved. Right? And when I say they lowered the price, essentially, if you get it on Game Pass, like Rouster has it on Game Pass, or some of you all have it on Game Pass, uh, you don't pay as much as well as where if you play it on PC or PlayStation, you're paying the premium price. So net, the price is a little bit lower just because of the distribution of price across the board. And so I think that's cool, right? So it moderately increased it. And to me, and I'm going to say this, to me, this is where it gets a little concerning. All right. And I've already told you the reason why I'm concerned so much with Microsoft is because they're so big. Like just as a $3 trillion company, like that's what that's what they're worth. If they do something, the whole industry will react. So why am I so worried? And here's the next one. Here's the thing. Here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. All right. Here's the next little thing I have for you. I'm worried because of this one. All right. Let me actually take myself off. I'm worried here because now I know some of y'all are like, what is this purple? These are numbers. And yes, they are numbers, but these numbers were reported yesterday. And these are the numbers from from Microsoft to say what their revenue is and their profit margins and their growth and everything. And what I want you all to take a look at is if you go to the second to bottom, so don't worry up here, we'll talk about the things at top, but the second to bottom, it says Xbox content and services. And you see a little percentage point there. It says 2%. Now, this is only for October, November, December, so it's not a full year. But I'm gonna tell you, like I told Rouster earlier, why is that important? Because traditionally, the quarter that is October, November, December is the best quarter. And you see right there, Xbox content and services grew 2%. Not double percentage, not triple percentage, even though that would be really cool. 2%. 2% is actually, if y'all must know, lower than inflation. It's lower than population growth. It is actually not really growth at all when you all things considered. This is also including a price increase in Game Pass, which we saw earlier in 2024. This is also including probably one of the most stacked Q4s for Xbox ever, meaning you had Call of Duty launching across the board. And also on top of that, you had a Diablo launch, you had a Stalker 2 launch, and you had well, Stalker 2 on Xbox that is, and you had Indiana Jones, which obviously Indiana Jones can go back and forth. And to me, that is the most concerning thing because when I've told you all this before, it's about growth. And shout out to the realist. He's in my a lot of my comments a lot of times talking about things. But growth is the key here. And this is what's always made me nervous. Why does it make me nervous? Let me come back up. Let me see if I can do this. Why it makes me nervous is because I don't know if they're ever going to get another quarter like that. I don't know what they can do differently. Like I said, one of the most successful Call of Duty launches ever. Game Pass, best value ever for the quarter October, November, December 2024, best value. You have Diablo and Call of Duty, and if you wanted some of the smaller games, like you had those. You didn't really have a lot of competition for people's attention, right? You dominate, and you only grew 2%. To be very clear, 2% is better than like no growth and negative growth. I'm not saying that's not a good thing. What I am saying though, if you've heard me before talk about this segment, if you've watched some of my videos about this, it's corporations growth matters. Usually, you want to be, if you want to look at that chart again, usually you want to be up there where Microsoft Cloud is, right? 20%. You know, you kind of want to be up there like 16%, 15%. Like those are good numbers. Look at the Azure and other cloud services. I believe that's a lot where their AI sits. 31% there in the middle. Search news, 21% growth. Like that's where you want to be. You don't want to be the bottom 2%. You don't want to be there. Why don't you want to be there? Like they all see the same number. They all get measured by each other. The reason you don't want to be there is because you are the reason the regulators and everybody's talking about Lena Khan. No, I'm not talking about Lena Khan. I'm talking about the European Union, Great Britain, why they are investigating you in other places. It's because of gaming. You're the reason the company spent some 60 to 70 billion dollars. You're growing at 2%. That includes Candy Crush, that includes everything else, 2%. And again, like I said, not a lot of competition came out at the end of 2024. You're putting your stuff everywhere, your cloud strategies everywhere. And I've said this before, there's a point to where there's some bean counter behind the scenes saying, for every $100 we put in there, it gets us $2 back. For every $100 we put over there, it gets us $130 back. $120 back. $110. It gives us more money back. And there's a thing where we've always seen this, and I think it was Cloud and Console was talking about this earlier. Hey, Mel, what's going on? Cloud and Console was talking about this earlier. You know, this game is not sustainable. Sustainable businesses is how we should measure businesses. Should be how we measure gaming. Like, is it sustainable? Because what's going to happen next is we're going to see cost cutting. If you actually read through their financial, their 10Q, their quarterly report, what they say is a lot of the profit growth that happened last quarter came from cutting within the gaming division. So eventually there's going to be a point to where you continue to cut. And at what point do you start cutting and it impacts quality? And I don't mean like quality like bugs. Like some people are like, oh, quality. We need better games, no bugs. No, what I mean is like better experiences, different experiences, right? Things that capture our emotion. I think I've made this point before that, in my opinion, One of the reasons why gamers are so upset has nothing to do with like the world of politics and what cultural wars. It has to do because they're bored. Their pastime no longer excites them. And so that's why I'm worried. I was always worried about this. All last year, I said the number one quarter that matters is when we can see a complete uh cycle with ABK. And now we saw it 2%. I don't know, y'all. I don't know, y'all. I see some people talking, though. I see some, but this is problematic because I told you, Severn, it's not big enough. 2% is not big enough. Companies don't say, yes, let's grow at 2%, and that's going to make it right. Like I said, inflation is higher than 2%. 2% is like baseline, 2% is like population growth. And as I said before, how are you going to get more growth for the company? And ultimately, what I'm saying is there's a conflict of interest between shareholder value and funness in games. And you're about to see shareholder value wins that conflict. I don't think it's any question reason why Microsoft's the first one facing this situation. I think Microsoft has had many great quality games, but they weren't the necessarily super profitable games. And so they are going for profit and growth over enjoyment and fun or uniqueness or what's innovation. I don't think that like that's that right there told me that they're gonna continue to cut. They're gonna continue to give you what worked in the past. And so here's what I mean by that. And that's going to look differently for people. Now, if y'all know anything about me, you know there is a certain series that I think Microsoft does the best. And that's this. Oh, y'all can't see this. Alan Freely on the site there says, for your information, Microsoft has approached Thomas Mahler, Moon Studio CEO, about working on Ori 3. And then what does Thomas say? We had a call with Microsoft a few days ago. Let's see what happens. Now that sounds super cool. You're like, Purple, that's your favorite series. That's your favorite series, Purple. How can you be mad at that? The reason I can be mad at that is how many times have you seen a TV show, a season of a TV show, a movie, and you're like, why did you touch that? There's nothing else to tell in the story. This is like my whole theory around like Hellblade 2. I'm like, why did you touch it? Because you end up having to force something. And then what you end up doing is you forcing something, and then you end up making the story like weaker because you're trying to capture like some past glory, trying to get that fan base, but the fan base has already seen the story. Now, I don't really like the head of Moon Studios that much, but shout out to him because he already said, like, part of the difficulty is how am I going to make another story? The story was like a complete cycle. It's like it starts, it ends. What do you want me to do with it? That's what I mean by quality and innovation, is that they're going to start going and remaking things that you already seen. You know, it's like Disney. There's a point where Disney was doing just knocking everything out the park. And then there's a point to where they started doing like these sing-along videos. They started doing like Disney on Ice. They started like trying to like get stuff. And it's like, just tell me a different story. Just give me something unique. Like, give me something to bring me back and capture my imagination. You trying to capture past glory, like it's really hard to catch lightning in the bottle twice. It's super hard to catch the same lightning in the same bottle twice. That's what I mean by when I say quality. That's what I mean when I say a lack of innovation. And that's what I mean. And shout out to none other than Anne, your mama knows, gave us a super shout. Let's see what he has to say here. Purple, you're lucky I didn't add you to my adult baby gamers video today. Bring it. Bring it. You were close to making the cute Fruity and Slip. Nah, John, I don't want to get you in trouble. Nothing there, Sandy. But making the cut, but I let you slide. And now you're Cowboy, here's the thing, Cowboy. Here's the thing. Let me take my glasses off on this one. Make my day. I wish you would. Period. Nintendo is the best. And now your mama knows. No, I'm joking. That's probably the most serious I've been all week. All right. But no, seriously, thank you for the super chat, Cowboy. Oh, thank you for that. No, I saw it. The baby the notification came up when I was on my way from work today. So remasters are easy money for PlayStation. Bosky, we're about to talk about PlayStation because you know PlayStation isn't there. So as you all saw, I said that, I put that tweet up there at 64% of PlayStation. And here we go. I don't really know what to make of this. A lot of people are making a lot about this. I don't really know what to make about this, y'all. I'll be very honest with y'all. A lot of people are making a big deal about this. One way or the other, people are super happy that this guy is the sole CEO. Some people are saying like there's a lot of shakeups. I'm gonna be very honest. I don't know either one of these people. I y'all know I don't really play PlayStation first party games. What I will say is I think having one CEO is better than having two CEOs because what ends up happening is like one CEO becomes like a COO and one becomes the CEO and there's like a power struggle. So I don't care which one is there. I think it's a smart move to have one who's the face of the company. But I think the same things that are plaguing Microsoft, just the industry's not growing are plugging PlayStation. Now the difference is PlayStation shout out to Room Mamba here. Jesus, if I don't say the right thing about PlayStation, he comes at me right at the second. But the thing about PlayStation is this. Gaming is not necessarily growing. I don't think PlayStation's innovative. I don't think their stories are innovative. I think they are really reliving like the same idea about like a certain type of slow paced game. Now, trust me, I could see cloud and console coming at me right now. I don't mean that their games are like super bad. Obviously, they have decent profit margins around 10 to 11%, not the best, but decent. And they did do Astrobot, and so they are expanding their gamer. And maybe they just know they're gamers. Like that's the one thing I will say about PlayStation that I can't say about Microsoft. PlayStation actually, I feel like has like some idea who their gamer is. I don't think Microsoft knows, nor do I think I don't think they care at the end of the day. Um, I think it's stagnant. It's not growing, but I don't think gaming in period is growing. Okay. I don't think PC gaming's growing. You know what I mean? Like PC, like they're not the savior. And that's actually the segment about PC gaming. Everybody's saying that gotta go to PC, gotta go to PC, gotta go to PC. As if PC gamers are the savior of gaming. And I don't think that. I think they're true. There are gamers on PC who want certain console titles and are willing to pay for it. I also think there are a lot of PC gamers who don't necessarily play console titles. I think there's also a lot of PC gamers who play free to play titles. I think there's a lot of PC gamers who wait for titles to go on sale. I think actually it's more difficult to break in on the PC side just because there are so many different gamers. If you think about it, there's way more types of gamers on PC than there are on console. And here's what I mean by that. The game I told y'all earlier, I have been playing a game called Magic Arena. It's based upon the card game Magic the Gathering. That's technically like a mobile game. But I play it on the PC because I can't. Mobile, y'all know my eyes. I can't see it. Age of Empires, it's on console, but it's mostly a PC game. I think we've seen this with Final Fantasy VII. Like, these are like, at one point, there were, like, literally divisions, like, that's a PC gamer, that's a console gamer, that's a mobile gamer, that's a VR gamer, that's, cloud is kind of all over the place. I just don't think PC has that many people who are spending money on games like that. I don't get me wrong, I think there's a ton of people on PC, but I think it's a stretch to say PC gamers will automatically buy something that's on console if they don't already have the console. I just don't see it. I don't see it, but y'all can convince me. Maybe I'm wrong. I saw Geek the Sneak said something up here. Billions by 2025. Billions. What are we talking about? Billions of pennies? PC is booming. PC is not booming. Where did you get that? Where did you get that? PC shrunk in 2024. Where did you get that? When they talk about PC is booming, mostly they're talking about hardware. Like, that's all within the PC gaming ecosystem. You actually spend more on your components. Components cost more today than they did yesterday. That's not news. But PC is not booming. It actually took a hit. I'm not saying there's no PC gamers over there, but I think we would be remiss to not realize the reason the gaming industry grew was because of mobile gaming. Mobile gaming is what fueled the growth over the last 10 years. Not saying that it's the only growth engine, but it's what the main growth engine was. This year, PC again is going to take a hit. Consoles is supposed to be the one that grows this year. Again, I don't believe in this PC savior. I think PC gamers on average spend less for premium titles. That's been shown. They spend more in-game on in-game content. Now, this isn't for everyone, but by far and large, your average PC gamer spends less on premium titles than your average console gamer. Part of that's just Steam. Steam has over 30,000 titles. Like, to me, it just like is like this doesn't match reality. What game has done well on PC that was also doing well on console? It's like a different gamer. But let me see. I know y'all are down there talking. PC game is experiencing growth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After a decline during the COVID pandemic, PC sales are on the rise. No, it's not. It's declined. In 2024, it declined. In 2024, it declined. It did not grow in 2024. A lot of that has to do with there was no new graphics cards in 2024. Like I said, PC is more than just the games. It's also the components. I want to go handheld. Go ahead. Inedibles. I want to go to do it. PS needs PlayStation. No, honestly, handheld gaming is booming. Handheld gaming is booming because it has what is the only thing that's missing from it? Saying PC gaming is way ahead, but they included mobile as PC. Look, Rouster, that's the problem. They're not mobile. Purple seems like PC gaming is growing. I just looked at it myself. No, I will. Okay, if y'all want me to bring up the stats, I will bring up the stats. I feel like console games are selling on PC, though. Steam games aren't really playing the latest games either. Holds, that's what I'm saying. I only buy 3 to 5 titles full price per year. Geek, I think that's most people. New report says PC games are outselling console games, calling PC gaming a bright spot in troubled industry. What are they calling a PC game? That's the thing. Tell me, what are they saying is a PC game? Best podcast. I watched that the PC game is way ahead, but they included. Yep, that's what I thought. Not average. I purchased for 3 different platforms. Geek. No. Okay. Most people buy that. Revenue for console games fell by 4%, while PC games revenue declined by. They've stagnated. They stagnated. But you're saying the same thing. People think they're the savior, Joe. That's my point. Inedible Snap. Joe, why is the name Inedible Snap? Like, I don't even think I've ever typed this word out, so I'm having a problem speaking it. No, handheld gaming is booming because it's versatile. Handheld gaming is just an offshoot of PC gaming. Like, unless you're telling me about hardware, it's just an offshoot of PC gaming. It's meaning you still have to buy the game from Steam, Epic, and so forth. It's a PC game you're buying. So that's why I combine those two. Now the hardware is different, but at the same time, the handheld market isn't outselling the console market. Gaming hits a wall, but PC gaming continues to thrive, outpacing consoles thanks to advancement in portable PC. So there you go. Okay, so Severin and Cherry Man are saying the same. And the influence of platforms like Roblox. Yes, yes, in-game purchases. I said that. PC gaming leads in in-game purchase. You're making the point for me, though. Handheld gaming is PC unless you're on Nintendo. Oh my goodness, been a heck of a week. Yeah, but handhelds are everywhere, unlike PC gaming. They're the same thing. Y'all are okay, Rouster and or Severin and Cherry Man, figure it out. But it's y'all are saying the same thing. What I'm saying is, I don't think if you put just more game, like overall, there's a certain spin people have. PC gamers, Severin just made the point. I said PC gamers, for the most part, are split into several different segments. It's all not all one group. Most PC gamers, the vast majority of PC gamers are playing free to play games. They're playing like internet games. The vast majority, like that huge number of PC gamers, are people who just so happen to have a PC that plays video games. That's like the number. So let's take that group out and let's talk about the group of people who just have a dedicated PC rig, right? So this number is smaller. Even within that number, you have people, it's still segmented. You have people who do premium titles. You have people who do free to play games. You have people who do like live service and they do the spending within the game. And so that's what I'm saying. Take all that out, right? Then say the people who are actually going to play a console game who don't already own the console. You're talking about it like I'm not saying a console game won't sell on PC. What I am saying is PC's market for people who buy console games is not going to rescue the console game. That's what I'm saying. So people like me then, maybe cheesy, yummy, because yummer, Robertson, you always do this. Nightfall, here we go. Oh, Nightfall, what's going on? I believe that the gap is being closed between console and PC because of cheaters. There used to be a time when you played on a console to avoid tons of cheaters. And now what are you saying? You're saying that there's more cheaters on console? I believe it. Share digital game sales continue to grow. In Twitter, it can count for 95.4 by platform. The digital sales share on PC was 99%, while it remained at 80%, 4% for console. Digital sales, correct. So we don't have that. But how much is it growing, Joe? Because these numbers keep throwing off. Like some numbers, to Rouster's point, will include mobile. Some numbers are going to include, like, if your console, like to like sales. Like that's what I have to look at. Like to like sales. And so when you kind of look at where's that overlap? Is PC people, are they spending more at that overlap? I don't really care about your Candy Crushes. I don't really care about your Counter Strikes. I don't really care about any number of games that aren't on console. I care about the overlap. And it's at that overlap that you can see how many players are actually spending money who play on PC solely. How many of them are spending money on console games? Like, I don't care about Age of Empires on console. Like, this is my point. It's like saying, oh, you need to put Age of Empires on console. Hardly anybody who's playing Age of Empires on console. Why? Because it's not like a PC experience. I'm like open to this. I'm open to but I've seen the numbers. Even everybody's like, PlayStation needs to do whatever. Look at every single title on PlayStation. 80 to 90% of that title is sold on console, and 10% to 15% is sold on PC. So are you chasing for the 10 to 15%? Because that comes at a cost too. Because you like again, it's the same thing that I said about Xbox. There is a point to where price elasticity. Yes, you are getting more players, but you're getting more players and you're taking less money from those players. There's a point to where it doesn't make sense. Just because you're getting more players, but if I'm getting more players and they're spending less money, right? There's a whole community of PC people who don't even buy games day and date. They wait for it to go on sale because Steam has such good sales. That's literally the argument people say. I can save money on PC because I get the game so cheap. That's like an argument. But let me see what y'all are saying. About a Steam Deck and a dock to play games on the go like my Switch. But Geek, you play everything. You already know I travel a lot. My PS5s are stationed. That's why I say PC. PS needs PC. Portal isn't the answer. That's why you need PC. That's why you need PlayStation on PC. Geek, let's make it very clear. That's why you need PlayStation on PC. That's not necessarily the same way around. It's the same argument about Nintendo. Okay, y'all know I'm about to go super fangirl right now. Cheesy yummy because you so stop it, Robertson. Where are we at? Where are we at? I think I saw Geek something gifted. Geek the Sneak with 10 purple memberships. Thank you, Geek. Wow. Thank you, 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 Geek, for that. But let's do it. Let's see. Here we are. Look at that. Thank you. 10 more people, purple supporter. Thank you, thank you. It's not our place to save consoles. That's how now Severin's taking the mantle up. There are more and more ways to cheat on console, and people are taking advantage of that, becoming more accessible. Nightfall, I hear what you're saying too. I hear what you're saying too. I actually just think more and more people are leaving gaming. I think gaming is not the newer generation isn't coming to spend money on games, not like they used to. That's my argument. My argument is there's three big ones, right? Three big companies. Let's look at Nintendo. Is Nintendo going to PC? Some people would say yes. Some of y'all would say Nintendo needs to go to PC. But ask yourself, is that because Nintendo needs to go to PC or is that because you need Nintendo to go to PC? That's two different questions there. I know some people like to say this is the same thing. I buy consoles to support physical media. Look at Severin keeping up the thing. I buy 2 copies of games sometimes just to have the physical copy. If the console guys aren't pulling their weight, that's not on us, that's on them. Severin, I'm saying I don't think you can pull. You're a hybrid gamer, Severin. You have both. As long as PC players or console players are willing to have both, they're going to charge you for both. That's their business model. Again, I ask, is this for them or is this for you? Yeah, it's been doing this, Rouster. It did this last time with ISO. I don't know what it is, y'all. I don't understand why people think because people use mods on PC, they cheat. I mod games on PC for skins, graphics, not cheat. Because, Geek, there's a lot of people who cheat. It's like, I don't get why people think that the, what is it? The automated teller at the grocery store doesn't work. I pay for it. Yeah, but other people don't. They steal it. Okay. That's just the truth. PC isn't going to cannibalize their platform for crappy PCs. PlayStation isn't going to cannibalize their platform for crappy PC sales. Bosky's onto something, y'all. Check out. Have y'all noticed? I agree with the people who agree with me. Bosky's up to something. Scary about that too. Right? I think that number is skewed because Microsoft owns Xbox. Okay. And also big on the PC mark. So they have their hands in both. They have their hands everywhere. I made the video about Microsoft. I said one of their competitive advantages is they are literally everywhere. That is a competitive advantage. Some would say that's a monopoly, but that is a competitive advantage. So they make games for both markets and it's efficient. It works if it's but we already saw Xbox only grew by 2%. Xbox invested over $70 billion. Think about that. If Xbox had not bought ABK at $70 billion, and why y'all are like purple, but what's the wrong with 70 billion? Because interest is higher than 2%. That's the whole thing. If you're not able to beat interest, then you're actually not doing well. Better put is this. If I gave you $1 million and you said, okay, purple, I'll make 1,020,000. So you got me 2%. But if I just left the money in the bank, we got 1,040,000. Guess what? The 1,040,000 is better than the 1,020,000. That's how it works. I didn't invent counting. I just know counting. Honestly, y'all, I had a conversation with someone at work today about this. Not about this topic, but they didn't know how to they were having troubles counting. Bobblehead Billy. Here we go. Part of the reason they only get 10% is they don't do day and date. Got to capitalize on that hype. You think it's that big? You think it's that big? See, what I'm saying is that on average, people have a certain willingness to spend on games. On average. Some people, it's thousands of dollars. Geek the Sneak spends thousands. Right? Purple spends like 3 to 400. To be very honest, about 3 to 400 on gaming. That's subscriptions, that's in purchases, that's like everything. I'm not going to just start spending more. Most people are like that. They just don't start spending more. So the thing is, are they spending money on that in-game purchase or on that day and date purchase or in-game purchases? Again, I just don't think people realize how segmented the PC market is. And then when you do have that group of people who buy both, who are willing to buy both, right? I'm not talking about the people who have both. Because they're going to be like, yo, why do I only want to sell you one if I can sell you two? That's the math. Broken maybe? I stand on mine. Handheld is where it's at, bar none. Cherry Man, I hear you. Cherry Man loves that handheld. See, let me come down here. Versus, I think Nintendo company is more of a want versus a need. I hear you on that one. And looked at the part. I think super interesting. Joe, let me see what you're saying because I've looked at two things. Newzoo and the other one. And now let me make it very clear. The people who write these reports need gaming to do well. Right? Because who buys the report? Gaming companies. So a lot of people aren't going to buy a report if it says, yo, the industry's stagnant and shrinking. So they need to say the industry's growing. And here's where it's growing so you can continue to invest in it. I will say that as well. Free, who can beat that? That's one advantage PC gamers do have. PC gamers have a ton of advantages. I'm not saying PC gaming. Let me make this clear. I am not making an indictment on which one is best. What I am saying is, I think there's a flawed logic out there that PC gaming, putting games on PC is the answer. I think there could be an argument that putting PC games or putting games on PC actually could hurt you. And I look no further than Nintendo. Everybody always says Nintendo's different. And I try to figure out why are they different? And some people, like I say, they'll say nostalgia. They'll say, oh, because it's Mario or it's just Nintendo. No, the reason why they're different is because they have IP and they know if you really want to play their IP, you're going to buy their hardware. And it more likely if you're in their hardware, you're going to spend more money on their games. That's what they know. They know that if you're within their ecosystem, you're more likely to do something else in their ecosystem. You're more likely to spend an extra few dollars on a random Nintendo game if you're in their system than if you're not in their system. If you have no reason to go into the Nintendo store, why are you going to spend money on a game within the Nintendo store? Why would you get Nintendo Switch Online? Yes, there's some people who would do both no matter what. But the majority of there's a significant number that they're like, well, if I don't have to go to the Nintendo store, guess what? I'm not spending money on Nintendo stuff. I'm open to a different interpretation though. The majority of PC gamers ain't punching it above their weight either. Feel console gamers consume more. I think they do, but originally a console gamer. Cherry man, we got it. We know it. Fans buy their games. Nintendo fans buy their hardware and stick to that. They don't need PC. PlayStation and Xbox, however, not the case for them. The games cost too much. The games are the same cost. Unless I'm talking about a major AAA at $70, which Tears of the Kingdom was $70. Every other Nintendo game is basically 50 or 60. Just like most console games are 60 or 70. And just like most PC games are 50 to 60. Like they're the same thing. Like there's an overlap here that I don't think that people really appreciate. I think Geek said it the best. It's a want, not a need. It's a want for gamers to have all their games in one place. It's a want. It's not a need. It's a want. Businesses need you. Now, that's the thing. Businesses need you to spend the most money that they can get you to spend on their ecosystem. It's not a want. It's a need. Right? If they just wanted you to do that, then yes, it makes sense. They'll put it everywhere. Truth of the matter is they need it. People that agree are the only correct ones. Rouster, you know it. All right, let me catch up with y'all. They can beat free online services. Well, 2% return on one game from spending same bill. Isn't that bad in the long run? Holtz, it's worse than bad. There's a bean counter that says 40 is greater than 2. Yep, it is. Where did Black Myth Wukong sell the most copies? Purple. Elden Ring, Helldivers 2. Where did it? Black Myth Wukong sold the most copies in China. Helldivers 2, PlayStation. Elden Ring, I don't know. If it's Nintendo purple, spin the whole bag. It is. It is. And take a look at the app 2 Top Gaming Report. Thank you, Joe. You didn't have to see it. I would have caught it. Will do. Definitely. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Drop the link. PC wants Steam players to sign into PSN. I thought they just said they don't need to do. I don't have that up here, Bosky, but I thought they said they don't. They know that there's a lot of overplay between PS and Play. They rather port later to PC to double dip. Bosky, they all double dip. Let me tell you all about. Okay, I told you all about this game called Magic Arena. It's about Magic the Gathering. I love how I always break this down and people are like, Purple, we know what Magic the Gathering is. But trust me, listen to me. Listen to me. You would think Magic the Gathering, the card game. Okay, I bought a booster pack. Don't ask me if you had asked me 2 weeks ago what a booster pack is, I would have no idea. But a booster pack has cards that I guess, I don't know. I like the pictures. So, but you would think that I could take my cards, my physical card, and say, like, take a picture and it goes into the phone and I have it in the real, like, the game that I play online. No, they don't do that. Why? Because they know if I want that same card in the game, if I really like the game, I'm going to spend money in the Steam store to buy the card and the booster to do the exact same thing I do in the physical world. They get me to buy the game twice or the card twice. It's the same logic. Would it help me? Yes. I already bought the card, but it doesn't help them. Same logic. I still only count for numbers. Out of office, oh, geek, what is that? I've I've been working too much when I see triple O. I'm like, out of office, geek, where are you going? If you don't mind playing on PC and keeping up with the hardware and troubleshooting, then generally it's cheaper for the games. It is. But I will tell you the reason I don't like PC is exactly what happens on Sunday the last few weeks. My PC starts like acting up. It's not the same experience. At least on console, it's mostly the same experience. So Rouster, I totally hear you. Steam keeps Humble Bundle. No, they're way better deal. But PC players know that. That's why a lot of them don't pay a ton of money. There's PC players who don't even pay to play the game. You know what I mean? This is the same thing that happened like in the late 90s. If y'all remember Napster and BitTorrent and all those things destroyed the music industry. They had to figure out a way to get people to buy music again because it was so easy for people to just get the music for free. So then that's when they came up with the idea, two things, subscription services, and then they also had the iPod, but they needed to make the iPod sexy and all these other things. So that's eventually why you got the iPhone and the iPod Touch. And then they decided, like, let's just make a subscription service. It's the same logic. If you're trying to get someone who gets something for free and has the means of getting something for free, and then you're trying to tell them to now spend money, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Very few people are going to be like, I got it for free, but I'm willing to pay even though I can get it for free. It just doesn't work. You know what I mean? You have to give them something special to pay. Right? Now, I would say it doesn't work for everything, but honestly, like sex industry is a thing, but that's a different story. Let's be real. You don't need to upgrade your hardware every generation if you buy good parts. True story, geek, but good parts cost money. You think Nintendo games on average cost as much as a big AAA PlayStation or Xbox game per? If so, we will never agree on that. Cost to make or cost to buy? Which one are you talking about, Severin? Because we might be saying the same thing. You know what I always tell you, Severin? I think we're saying the same thing. We just got up the mountain different ways. Target got them on Switch games on clearance. Let's go. They do? Is it time for... he might be. I mean, I'm almost getting there. Almost getting there, y'all. I'm so sorry. It's in their pipeline. Nintendo doesn't. We're about to watch something that PlayStation also doesn't need it. Why? This is what made me fall in love with PC gaming through handhelds. Chairman, I tried. I just can't. I can't get into it. I can't. I don't know. I tried. PC Elders who sold more copies on PC than on console. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Simple Google search purple. Hey. I'm just going with cloud and console. I'm going. I will look it up. I will look it up. And it shouldn't be Helldivers 2 on PlayStation versus PC. Isn't that the argument? PlayStation versus PC? It's the reason I want to eventually get one. But console companies have their sales as well. Blah, blah, blah. I used to play Magic Gathering in middle school. Geek, I got into it. It's this little Bloomborough one. We got to get you playing Snap. No, Joe, we're not. I've seen Snap, and I like my little creature cards. I guess that's why Nintendo want more. Exactly. I would not download the game for free on PC, and if I liked it, I would buy it to support the pubs. Geek, but I think that's you. I think that's people who love gaming. You buy it later for 10. Bosky, that's what a lot of people do. They'll just buy it cheaper. I'm not spending. Goobini, what's going on? I have Forza Horizon 5 4 years ago. Please tell people are mad about this. Hey, Purple. I'm not spending money. I have Forza Horizon 5 4 years ago. Why? Why? If you like it, that's the other thing. Most gamers now are playing older games. 60% of gamers are playing games 5 years and older. Go look that one up. So it's just, I don't know. If I didn't like it, basically got to try it for free, blah, blah, blah. Cost to make purple. No. I'm saying how much did it cost to spin? Like how much does it cost me, Purple, to go buy Mario Wonder versus me purple to go spend money on Steam versus me purple to go spend money on PlayStation. That's what I meant. When I said $50 to $60. How how do, how does that that's not how much they cost them to make the game? How does you in the US, within 3 months of it sold over 12 million copies, becoming PlayStation's fastest selling game and Sony's most successful PC. I'm not saying that there is something to be said about the type of game. If it's a multiplayer game, there's something to be said about that. But I would argue most console games are not multiplayer games. The biggest ones are, but most of them are not. EA, Take-Two, Call of Duty, multiplayer games. Totally hear you. The biggest ones are, but most of them are not. More copies are sold than on Steam than on PC, with PCs according to for nearly 60% of copies sold. Okay, so then 40% were sold on PlayStation, right? Because that's the only two places you could play it. Iconic Video Games is here? Where is he? Hey, Iconic Video Games, what's going on? Steam said only 15% of games are playing. Steam said only 15% of games are playing 22. Gamers are playing 24. Yeah. There, I posted the Google search for you. What I put in the search bar is, did Helldivers 2 sell more copies? Severin, you can tell me all you want about it. Fine. You're missing the point. Severin, that's the thing. We miss the forest from the trees when you and I talk. You take this one thing, you're like, purple, but you took this one thing. Helldivers 2 versus this one. It's like, okay, it's a multiplayer game, and actually the game is very similar to like a PC. It's like where the overlap is. But if I talk about the majority of what is on console and the majority of what's on PC and what people are playing, these are two different things. And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the majority of games that are on console are not like the majority of gamers that are on PC. There is overlap. I would actually contend that PC makes sense for a Helldivers 2. Because to play Helldivers 2 on console, it costs more than to play it on PC. Why? Because of the multiplayer aspect of it. So yes, if you're a console game maker and you have a multiplayer game, it behooves you to put it on PC. Yes. But again, the majority are not multiplayer games. Ron Slusher, you keep changing that. Helldivers 2 was $40. It was $40. One thing I like about PC gaming community is that we look out for one another and gift each other games more than I've ever. How do we give games on console though, Geek? I totally hear what you're saying, Geek, but how do you gift games on console? I think Xbox you can do it, actually. I don't know. I haven't. Time pick up there. All right, no worries, roster. See if these on PlayStation outsold Helldivers 2 in December. PC carried that game all day. Sea of Thieves on PlayStation 5 outsold Helldivers 2 in December. PC carried that game all day. It's a multiplayer game. I think the argument changes. Once it becomes a multiplayer game, it changes. Because the game costs more on PlayStation than PC. Batman Wukong sold more on PC also, and it's a single player game. I told you, take away US sales of take away Chinese sales of Black Myth Wukong. Take away Chinese sales of Black Myth Wukong. And the number's going to be much closer. Like for each one you bring up, I'll bring up like 3 or 4 that counter it. Like, are you going to be right sometimes? Sure. But I'm saying the trend is the same. PC players on average don't spend as much day and date release wise as console players over the same type of game. I'm not saying a free to play because we're doing that. I'm not saying a game that's like Balatro. I'm not saying I'm saying like to like game, a console game, on average, it doesn't sell more. I don't think that's like a hard thing to see. The Witcher 3 has sold more copies on the PC in 2019 than all consoles combined. I'm trying to see where you're trying to drive this. I'm trying to see what are you trying to say? They're both multiplayer, both live service. Witcher 3, another full price single player game. I'm gonna have to see what it, I'm gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to look this up. Did Witcher 3 come out in 2019? Like I'm gonna have to see what this is because you're not. It's like I'm trying to think here because it's not the same thing. The only that it's been on game sales year isn't moving much. Bosky, that's what Bosky, why am I having a hard time explaining this? What am I saying, Bosky, that is not what is not translating, Bosky? Like I'm trying to see how to put we'll take like little parts of it. And the overall statement's the same. PC, and it makes sense to me. Severin, you said it. PC, it's not PC's job to save consoles. I agree. But I also believe console game, like PlayStation realizes there's a point that putting games on PC is detrimental to their ecosystem, just like Nintendo believes that. If you can see it with Nintendo, that's my whole thing. There's got to be a scale here. It's got to be a scale here. If PlayStation could put everything on PC, then they lose out on certain gamers who want to buy it, who have both, or who are debating between both. And the reason why I showed Xbox initially is that's the exact reason why I showed them. They're putting it everywhere. On top of putting it everywhere, they're actually giving you a cheaper version to buy with Game Pass. And they're marginally growing. How can you not see the correlation between this? There's probably $5 at this point. No, it came out in 2015. That's 4 years later, and at launch, the story is no different. If Spider-Man series never came to PC, I never would have played it. Really, Geek? Who would have Kubini? That's Kubini. Kubini would have never. Get this PC isn't enough with all Xbox games on PC. That Xbox had to go to PS also. Wild. Kubini! How is it that Kubini gets it? I know myself personally because I can't play on TV. I only really play whatever I can download to my ROG Ally, PC games, or whatever I own that's on GeForce Now, PC games. I understand that. Totally get that. Totally get that, simpleton. Nintendo versus PlayStation exclusive. You really want to die on that hill, huh? It wouldn't bother wasting my time with that. What are you talking about? It's not about Nintendo versus PlayStation exclusivity. I'm just saying the business model. I'm saying the business model works the same. Why they want you to stay on their store. That's what I'm saying. I don't care about Nintendo versus PlayStation exclusivity. I'm saying the fact that they want you in their store. Now, granted, Nintendo sells 80% of their games, first party games, as where it's almost like reverse for PlayStation. I totally get that. But my thing is, the reason you would get a PlayStation many times is to, if you had a choice, if you're just like, I just want to play something, you'll go to PlayStation. Why? Because they have certain exclusives that aren't on anything else. That is one of their selling points. And so why would they then give that up? Hey, Spartan. Sony will realize the same thing about PC and go switch to an Xbox sooner than later. Maybe. That's going to be really interesting, Kubini. I don't know. I don't know. This is one gets a year, probably less in the future. One will never go anywhere else. I don't see that being the same business model. I'm just thinking. I think we're saying the same thing. I think we're saying the same thing. The thing I'm saying is PC isn't going to save console gaming. All I'm saying. I'm saying putting games on PC, you will sell more copies of the game. No one's disagreeing with that. What I'm also saying is that PC is not the only place that can save it. There has to be something different. And this whole argument started, not even an argument, the whole discussion started with gaming in general is stagnating. And what I was saying is PC is not a savior for that conundrum. Now, where else we went, I have no idea. But if we both ended there, I'm okay with ending there. Like I was going to show y'all a movie trailer today. Like I have a movie trailer. Didn't have a choice because PC gamers don't buy very many console games. Kubini, where were you 10 minutes ago when Severin was telling me otherwise? I need the chat just to talk to the chat. No one bought the Xbox on, so they had to pivot. PC players live in a bubble. Bosky, I agree. Severin isn't even a PC gamer. Kubini's not really an Xbox gamer. All these people in chat have everything. That's what actually I will say. Everybody in chat has like multiple platforms. They just have their preferences. And then they justify but they already know that they're going to buy the same. They are going to buy a Switch. They are going to buy the multiplayer game if they want it on PC. They're going to try to get Game Pass to do something cheap. Like, they're all the same. So it's almost kind of hard for me to make this discussion because it's like I'll have Geek will be like, well, I'll buy the same thing 4 times. It's like, yes, Geek, I get it. I know you would. And Severin will be like, I'm a PC gamer, but I still buy console. It's like, I don't know what to tell you. A movie trailer for what? A PlayStation movie. Is it Scary Movie 6? I didn't even know that we were there. Don't show us a PlayStation trailer. No, it was a movie for PlayStation. I just want to get your opinion. I'm going to get y'all's opinion. I'm waiting on the Switch too. Geek, you know it. As long as I have physical media, I will. If consoles ditch physical media, I won't own another one. See, so he's going to buy a Nintendo. I can't, y'all. I can't. We ended up the same place. Let me show this trailer. I want to know what y'all think about it. It came out a few months ago. It's a movie trailer. I've been wanting to talk about it for a few weeks. Let me know where you're at on this. I want to hear it. It looks I just played this game, that's why. I really want to get y'all's opinion about it. What do y'all think, y'all? Until dawn. What are y'all talking? Life is strange. I'm like looking at the chat. Life is strange. Yes, Life is Strange, True Colors. Until dawn. Yes, Until dawn. What do y'all think about? I wish Mel was here because I feel like Mel would have some points of view on this. But Life is Strange, True Colors. So if you what am I talking about? Now y'all got me saying Until Dawn, right? So I just played the game not too long ago, and I think it's interesting what they're doing, right? Like it doesn't really follow the Until. Obviously, it's not the same movie because that one takes place in the snow. This one takes place like it looks like in the summer. There's also like this reference. He goes, "Where's my car?" I swear every single time I see this trailer, it makes me think of "Dude, where's my car?" But what do y'all think about that? Right? So Sony PlayStation is doing something that all of the gaming companies are doing, right? Not just Sony, not just Nintendo, like utilizing their IP, pushing it out other places. If you ask me, I feel like a lot of their PC strategy has to do with this, right? Because what we've seen is when people watch a movie or a TV show and it gets super popular, they all of a sudden want to go out and buy stuff. And in my opinion, a lot of the PlayStation ecosystem already knows about this movie or knows about this franchise. So they may actually watch the movie. But a lot of the other people may not. So what's a way that they can play it? Most people have a computer, and that's why you have Until Dawn going to PC or whatever. You name your movie. That's in my opinion. I enjoyed the Gran Turismo movie. I haven't seen it. Is that the one with the kid? That's a true story, right? Like he like plays video games and becomes a racing car person? Not for me, the game wise, but I might go see the movie. Doesn't look bad. No. So where's Lo-Fi? Is there not any UFO conspiracies? They determined the UFO. They determined that the things over New Jersey were actually government stuff, like the previous administration said. But that's a different story. What is Until Dawn about? Never Simpleton. I streamed it. Simpleton. It's about kind of like these Hayden Panettiere's in it. I don't want to say what it's about because I can ruin the story. But the entire like Dark Pictures anthology is about you kind of can make your own choices and certain characters can die, right? So it's kind of like their own play on it where it like goes back to the beginning. So like one survives or they all die a certain way. I don't know. So those who played it, I guess is the question. What do you think about this as their the way they're doing it? Those Fallout shows go. I haven't seen it. Yes, true story. Fallout was fire. Yeah, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any TV shows. I just saw what's the movie about being quiet? A Quiet Place Part 2. I just saw that yesterday. I know, I know. I'm way behind. But yeah. So I'm sure like in 3 years I'll watch Fallout and I may never watch the Gran Turismo movie. I have no reason to watch it. Like I'm not into cars. I don't really care about little kids learning how to drive and becoming race car drivers. Like I will probably never watch that movie. But I'm glad it has a happy ending. Is it good as Sony's Marvel IP movies? I'm not holding my breath for it to be good. But that's an interesting point. Spider-Man? Are we talking about Spider-Man? I mean, Sony has other movies, but you make fair point. You make a fair point. Hit the like button, Spartan. Thank you so much. Definitely, if you could, Fallout in Arcade. Decoy. I was in your stream earlier. I was trying to troll you, but you were too focused on your MMO. Y'all, if you haven't known, Decoy does not know how to play open world games. That's what I found out. He was raging quite a bit. That's screw them kids. Am I right? Iconic video games. I just don't I have no reason to watch the movie about a kid playing a video game, getting approached by Sony to then drive cars. Like this does nothing for my like I'm glad he did it. I feel like I could read the back of I feel like watching the trailer is enough for me. Like what are you going to tell me? Like it's going to be like pulling at my heartstrings? No. No, I don't like I don't like care if someone's like, "Yo, I'm a really fast car driver." Good for you. Like, I'm just sorry, it's not interesting to me. I'm not saying it's bad, just not interesting to me. Witcher series I heard was good too, but never watched it. I didn't even know that was a series. I know I tried to play Witcher, but I just feel like it's outdated. That's a true story. I tried. Remember Witcher came out and they remastered it and they did everything? Felt dated to me. Back in the day, video game movies and stuff was horrible. Mario Brothers live action, yuck. Mortal Kombat, oof. Were you even alive during the the Mario Brothers live action movie? Mortal Kombat, you're that was back when Mortal Kombat first came out in the movies. That was a very cool techno soundtrack. I am not gonna say that I may or may not have been to a rave. That's how old I am. Raves. And they may or may not have been playing the Mortal Kombat song techno version from that movie. May or may not have happened. Dragon Ball Z, I've never seen it. I think it's good that they're not just remaking the game into a movie. Kind of reminds me of scary stories to tell in the dark. What are you talking about, Ambi? Is this a show? Dragon Quest. There's a movie on Dragon Quest? No, there's not. Y'all are making this up now. Purple, when are you getting more? I get one every week or one every other week. They're over there. You can't see them. They're over here and in the movie room behind there. You have any suggestions? Let me know. Devil May Cry had a Netflix series dropping in April. They used Limp Bizkit for the opening. What? Limp Bizkit's still alive? I still remember a student's backpack and he had Limp Bizkit and it was like a patch, but it wasn't sewn on his backpack. He had like a safety pin connecting to the backpack. And I just remember people were like, "Oh, that's cool." Like it kind of went with the Limp Bizkit theme. I can't even tell you a song Limp Bizkit did. Like, I don't even know why it's called Limp Bizkit. It equals BS and will never happen with Sony being the wish list company. Ooh, Spartan coming in hot. The wish list company? What does that mean? I feel like that's deep. And we have not seen that phrasing in chat before. What does wish list company mean? Is that like a wishbone? You know, I love wishbone. No, but I've seen it and it was all bad. It had its place. Back then, it's hard to compete because you had Ninja Turtles. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go. Anybody play Ninja Gaiden 2 Black UE5 remaster? A lot of people. Geek, you're playing it, right, Geek? Rouster's played it. Jack of all trades has played it. There's a couple of people I know who played it. I want to. Oh, then do it, Decoy. Go on Game Pass and play it. I don't know why this is so hard. I wish they would have fixed the cam issue. What makes it harder than it should be. I heard once you beat it once, it becomes super hard. Jack of all trades couldn't even beat the game. He posted on it. Resident Evil movies are apparently trash, but I liked them when I was a little kid. I think some people would take offense to that. Who said they were trash? I've never seen I think I've seen the first Resident Evil movie. I think I've seen part of Silent Hill. I don't know. They're like kind of the horror I don't watch. Like I was just watching I was doing an in-depth review, thank you Wit if she's still in chat, of oh crap, what is the movie called? Wit, if you're in chat, what did we just do? The two movies we did, the pretty ones. The pretty scary ones. Y'all are like, what the hell are you talking about, Purple? You'll see. They're pretty scary movies. You'll see what I'm talking about. Newest edition being Fog and For. I haven't seen it. I'll get it. Is it good? I think if you find out what they're called, Limp Bizkit, you'll regret it. Limp Biscuit? What's a bit? I know what limp is. What's a biscuit? I have played it, Purple. How'd you like it? I've also got Pumpkinhead. So I wanted to play a game called Pumpkinhead. Are they related? It may not be called Pumpkinhead, but it looked like a Metroidvania with the pumpkin head guy. Related? I don't know. I didn't like the Resident Evil live films. I the first movie my father took me to see in theaters as a child was Jeepers Creepers in 2001. I was like 6 years old at the time. Is that the one with the scarecrow? Is it the one with the scarecrow? I haven't seen there's like a period of like 1990 to 1990 to like 2003 where all the horror films, in my opinion, felt the same. Like Jeepers Creepers, Wrong Turn. It's like all of them. Maybe I'm wrong. Of course I'm wrong. There's like you're obviously telling me they're different movies. The computer animated RE films are pure fire. What? There's computer animated Resident Evil films. Limp Bizkit is a band. I know that. I have no idea. Purple never heard of it. Never heard of Limp Bizkit or Pumpkinhead or Fog. Pumpkin is it's a reference of a game called Limp Bizkit. Wait, it's a reference to a game called Limp Bizkit, and the game is gross. Why would they make a game called Limp Bizkit? Cheaper Cheapers 2 is the one where he does the scarecrow. Which one have I seen then? Is Jeepers Creepers like it's a really old dude? Like he's been on Earth for a really long time? Is that Jeepers Creepers? I want to say it is. What am I talking about then? What am I talking about where there's a film about this dude and it's really horrible? He has like a mask. Like they show this monster and he can like jump and he has these superpowers and like they're in a bus and they go down to his lair, but he's not there. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? I need to brush my teeth and can't hear stream over water. Please scream for the next 6 minutes. Will do, Decoy. Will do. Limp Bizkit is not a video game. It's more like a prank game, maybe. What? Like a prank call? If so, was the second movie. What is the movie Jeepers Creepers is a creature that is like a bat and he flies in the superhuman strength. Yeah! And he has like a lair. And he's been on Earth for a long time. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. And it's like in the middle of nowhere. And they have to go get bodies. I forget what has to happen. I just remember they put bodies in down there. I don't know. I just remember if it's the movie I'm thinking of, it was a horrible costume. And I'm gonna stay to that. Horrible costume. Not winning an Academy Award. Oh, yo, guess what movie I just saw recently as well? The Solution or The Substance. The Substance. What did y'all think of that? Have y'all seen The Substance? Gross, disgusting. But it did have a pretty. It was in its own way very beautiful. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. You have to see it. Are they on a bus? No, they're driving a bus or they're driving a big truck. And then they drive by this barn and they look at some people like odd. And then the people start chasing them. If some of you are like, Purple, what are you talking about? I'm telling you, it's a movie. It's a plot of a movie. I was 6 when my father took me to see this movie, and I love that movie. So am I saying the right movie? I swear, oh my God, y'all are gonna make me look this up. Y'all are gonna make me look this up. Y'all are gonna also make me look up the other one I was saying is really pretty. Okay, the first movie I'm talking about is Hereditary. That's a really unique film. If you haven't seen it, go watch it and we'll talk about it. But Hereditary and Midsommar. Hereditary and Midsommar. Like those are the type of movies I like to watch. You can't just give me like a movie. You need to give me a movie that is like super pretty and like weird and beautiful. Like y'all should know me. Like I like pretty things. I don't know how to describe it other than that. I like the Halloween series, Friday the 13th, Child's Play, Nightmare. Oh, you should talk to Children of the Corn. Never. What is that little boy's name? It's not Hezekiah. What's that little boy's name? Not Eli. What is the main boy's name in that movie? It's like the most demon-like name. I can't say. Oh, finally, Lo-Fi is here to discuss conspiracy theory of the month. He has one of the week, Jeff. I mean, if let's be a little bit courteous, Jeff. Gosh, I grew up watching this stuff with my father. Core memories for me. We lost him last year through. You said that, Severin. No, embrace them. Go watch one. Go watch one of the movies now. Go watch one of the movies now. It's what I remember about The Godfather. My dad. I watched The Godfather with my dad, and that's why I still reference it to today. Like, if I talk to my girlfriends about like, I swear, like, y'all should see when I talk to my girlfriend. Like, I have my girlfriends who, like, know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, they kind of know games, they kind of know sports, they know, like, The Godfather. Like, I have that group of friends. And then I have the other group of friends that are like, Purple, you lost us. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Candyman's last film was dope. The new one, Limp Bizkit is a sexual innuendo like the name of their albums. What the heck? How could that be a sexual innuendo? Like, you want to see my Limp Bizkit? What the hell? Limp Bizkit meaning. These are such a 90s name, too. Quirky and corny things. I don't know. I don't know. Such a 90s thing. So 90s. You need book club friends. No, those are the ones that have no idea what I'm talking about. No, let me not say that. I did a book club before, and I was really disappointed because I read the book and no one else read the book. True story. Don't do it. Don't do what? I did. They just told me, what does Limp Bizkit even mean? I just looked it up and I don't see anything that's. What's the meaning behind Limp Bizkit? The band like quirky, corny things, and they didn't take themselves seriously at all at the time, and thus the name Limp Bizkit represented these characteristics in the band. There you go. What's bad about this? You have to look it up on Urban Dictionary. Limp Bizkit Urban Dictionary. I feel like if it was bad, usually bad things already pop up by now. Limp Bizkit on several guys standing. Oh shit. No. Who wrote this? Who wrote this? Who thinks of this? What? That is not what I saw on Wikipedia. That is gross. That is gross. You're telling me they stand. Yeah. Ew, ew, ew. What? That is gross. Who would think of that? Y'all knew that. Y'all grew up knowing that? Were y'all like, hey, let's go to Timmy's house to do a Limp Biscuit? Is that what you? No, Spartan. No. No. That is gross. Who thinks of this? That has nothing to do with the name that I saw. No, it's not a circle. A circle jerk. Look at me, women splaining what a circle jerk is. From my understanding, a circle jerk is where you're in a circle and I don't know what you guys do, but it's pretty gross. But I'm pretty sure, like, that's where each of you are, like, touching each other and then doing your thing. I don't know. That's the image. That was not that because he has to eat it at the end. Rouster, that's what they came. Who? I don't remember. Well, if that's true, then it's gross too. Yeah, double Dutch rudder. I don't know what that is either. This is an odd conversation. No, that's Crow. Crow, we looked up the term limp biscuit. I think dudes, I don't know where your mind goes, like during puberty or whatever. But that's not the name Limp Biscuit. They said it meant quirky, corny, and quirky. And I could understand that. It's 90s. So they're like, oh, let's call ourselves Limp Biscuit. I don't know who came up with this other term, where the imagination came from. They don't need to be in video games. I'll say that. They don't need to be in video games. My mom would approve of me watching it. I thought this video was going to be about. Oh my goodness. Decoy. No. We were talking video. No, we're not. Don't look it up. I don't even want to look up other. That is someone who's taking advantage of a band's name. That is not natural. That is not something you do. I don't even think that's healthy. If you're into that type of stuff, you need to touch grass. That's what you need to do. I'm older than you and we know crazy goofy things. Spartan, are you? I don't know. Everybody thinks they're older than me. I think Jeff for sure is older than me. I don't know, Spartan. I don't know. Crystal wanted to know how old I was. And I think I told y'all, if y'all did the math, you would know. You know what I mean? Like Rouster, some of these people can triangulate it. Like I've told y'all kind of how old I am. Chocolate Starfish was the funniest album name to me. Chocolate Starfish. See, I know what that is. I would know what a chocolate, just by breaking that down, that makes sense to me. I came back to, oh my goodness. Oh yeah, no, Raul, we were trying to compare. They were trying to tell me that a Limp Biscuit was a circle jerk, and I know the difference of that. I know some things. Watch my mom be watching this. She's gonna be like, what were you talking about? Beetles are a bug. Beetles are a bug. I know that. I'm one of the youngest ones usually in chat. Severin, Decoy is right now. Decoy is like 22, 23. David Wilson, Decoy. Fast, if he ever comes by, that would have been bad if Fast was around. That would have been bad. Or any of the Fall Guys stream people. Fun fact, it took them 15 tries to get SpaghettiOs right. That seems Spaghetti A's? Nope. I feel like they just gave up with whatever they were trying to do. I guess we got I'm wearing underwear older than you. Oh my, Jeff, why? I can just see Jeff and like, he has these random like stained, like Cheeto stained, like other just grease stained, like tidy whitey Hanes. Like Jeff, thanks for the visual, Jeff. Thanks. I told you not to investigate it. Spartan, you did, but I did investigate it. I got an answer, but y'all were like, no, Purple, look at what we just typed in to Urban Dictionary and upvoted it. That was I looked at it. I did enough research, and I got what I needed. I'm just a kid in real life. Sure, Dave Wilson, howdy. Fun fact, Jeff is wearing all the underwear he owns at one time. Oh, lo-fi coming. Never disappoint, lo-fi. Oh my good. 1,200 Microsoft point card. What is that? I see the chancla in her hand and the kids are asleep, so I can assume it's for Severin. All right. Get some. I know you got little kids. You got little kids, Severin. Little babies. Little babies. My goodness, Jeff, you did not have to. My good Jeff, how you always like, oh my goodness. Stop. Stop, y'all. These are visuals. These are visuals. We don't need them. Crow. He lied to you, Crow. Is that what he did? He doesn't wear them. He told you he doesn't wear them. My goodness. Guys are weird. That's all I have to do. I've been on a subway twice. The most like risque thing I've seen on a subway, and when I say risque, it was gross. 3 times on a New York subway. Um, I don't know if it's like a desire or something, but you men have to like whip it out and start masturbating. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know if it's an urge. Like a lot of times when women are like breastfeeding, like they have to like pump to get it out, because it starts to hurt. So I don't know if that's what guys have to do, but because I guess you have things like a limp biscuit, you need an outlet. I guess maybe that's the thing. I need to be more understanding where dudes are coming from. Now that even sounds horrible because I know where they're coming from. Oh, it's gross. Gross, 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 gross. I don't see that women can be that small and let out that much jealousy and rage all at once. Where did you think it comes from? What do you mean what comes from? Let me guess. Front to back, then back to front, then inside and out and upside down. Underwear can last a week. What? Gross, Crow. Crow, Crow, that's gross. I've never just whipped it out and started spanking it anywhere. Severin, I don't know. This is my experience. This is what guys do. Like I run across guys and this is what they do on a subway. So I'm like asking, what is that like? I've never, to be fair, you can write pretty much anything into Urban Dictionary that will give you an innuendo definite. Simpleton, that's my thing. I don't understand why they created that one. It's not like that. I don't think so. Rouster, so it's not like that? Then why do they just whip it out? It has to be something. It has to be something. Pause. What are we pausing, Spartan? Maybe for some guys, fun fact is a real thing. Stop it, Geek, stop it. That's weirdo behavior. Geek, what are you telling me is weird? You just said a factoid and you're telling me it's weirdo behavior? That's weird. That's what weird. Oh, you're saying just whipping it out is what weird behavior? So y'all don't do it at all. So that's good. Like that makes sense then, right? So when women say like they don't like to see a guy who's doing that, it makes sense. Right? I'm just going off of like 40 to 50 years of experience here. Like, help me out here. You know what I mean? I just don't get it. I don't get it. That's what incels do. Maybe that's not normal. Well, yeah, I would agree, but I feel like nowadays virtually every dude online's like an incel. Every dude online's like, Purple, you're talking about gaming. Shut up. Get in the kitchen. I'm like, great idea. There's actually some food over there. True story. Twice I've seen that and was like, I think I'm going to go to the kitchen now. You sometimes have the urge to show it off. Why to show it? It's like a monkey. That's what primates do. You realize that, right? Primates do this behavior. Not to be confused with Donkey Kong, right? Because Donkey Kong's a form of primate, but it's not a monkey, Rudigs. Why would they do that? Severin, I have no idea why they would do that. Are you talking about me and my OnlyFans? What is what? Oh my goodness, Jeff. That's just gonna keep it at home. That's what animals do. You are a human being, behave yourselves. Severin, so you're saying do it at home, not in public. So it's not the actual act, it's just the place. So you still have the urge. Is that what is that? I got that? You saw the it's place, time and place. That's what if you leave this conversation with anything, there's a time and a place for a limp biscuit. That's what I heard. That's what I'm taking away. Not PC gaming, not console gaming, not movies, time and place. Time and place. Most of these guys don't have the heart to say to your face what they'll say online. They don't. They don't. But they can vote. I can't explain every guy. Oh, I can. They're all weird. Yes, it's the place. Why would you expose? They're not all weird. A lot of them are. I can explain half of guys. Half of guys are weird. The other half is like, that dude's weird. But do you? I don't know what guy code is, but it's like, you're weird, but do you? Where's Web Day for this conversation? I haven't seen Web Day. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. No, that's I don't know. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me. I'm just asking questions. 50-50 chance of a weirdo. It is. And some guys are like, oh, that's like awesome. Like half of the dude. I'm like, yeah. The odds might be good, but the goods are odd. Like, I don't think that's what people understand. Goods are odd. What joy would you get from being a nuisance to someone else who doesn't care about you or want to see that? I agree, Severin. I agree. But that's not what happens. That's not what happens. That's why I say I don't know. I don't know. And this isn't. And don't act like you all are in the gaming industry. You have come across people like this. You know what I mean? Like at least the chicks who are like just going all out, throwing themselves out there, showing a lot of stuff. At least they're getting paid. At least I could be at the end of the day like, you know what? You do you. You're getting paid. These other dudes, no. That's why I don't understand. Like, that's where I don't understand. Purple was scared when she met me in person, which is why she paid for all of our. What is that? It was a business write off. That's what I looked at it as. I guarantee you it stops. I guarantee you it stops. What stops? They ain't all getting paid. What, the chicks? They're not. If they're doing it for free, then they're doing it wrong. That's all I'm going to say. If you're on OnlyFans showing everything and you're not getting paid, then like, why are you like, then that's a crazy chick. Okay. That's a crazy chick. And I will tell that chick, I'll be like, you're crazy. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, guys don't police guys like women. Like, women will be like, yo, that's a she's crazy. You know, like, we'll give you the she's crazy. But dudes, y'all are like, hey, you want to join my limp biscuit? Like, that's what I love. That's what I'm leaving tonight with. Y'all are like, hey, are you on the Discord? We're having one the other day. Old Johnny, he's the one who I forget how you select who eats it. Is that what y'all do? Is that what y'all do? Read the one above the guarantee it stops comment. No, there's no place for that ever. 50-50 chance of weirdo? Yes, it's the place. Why would you expose yourself to people in public just by going out their business trying to get through the day? No, it happens. And this isn't like an urban. I've seen this in the country. This isn't like an urban phenomenon that like a certain people do that. No, like this is everything. This is in the army. I saw like I have so many stories in the army of troubling things. Troubling things. Like, and because I was the officer in charge, like you had to like write it up. Like I have indecent exposure. I have not me. Soldiers like every unit I had at least 2 or 3 soldiers commit like some sexual offense. I'm not even kidding. I wish I was. So in my opinion, like when I see that, and those are soldiers. These are people who actually got through basic in psych evals. So if I took probably the people who didn't get through basic, who didn't get through the psych evals, and mix them in, I'm telling you, a pretty high number. A pretty high number of weird people. Weird dudes. I'm going to be on MHW. Monster Hunter Wilds, let's go. Yeah. Purple, I can't wait for you and I to play Monster Hunter Wilds. I don't know. I'm not a Monster Hunter player, but I'll play Magic. Watch me be done with that by next week. But yeah, I want to be a stripper in 2025. What? There you go, all cowboy. There we go. Revealing himself. Y'all think I'm joking? On iPad, Decoy. Don't worry, Decoy. This is a horrible. We're finding out half the chat is trying to figure out their next fun thing, Decoy. Don't be like that, Decoy. Do your thing, but don't do that thing. And now your mama knows. All right, y'all. I'm so sorry. I feel like I just tainted you and your channel just to be. You did, Spartan. You did. No, this is what happens. This is what happens, y'all. But y'all, it's at that time. No, I appreciate it. I just want to have the conversation. Like I said, next time we'll try to have Ghost in the Garage, Ghost in the Shell. Ghost, I don't know. He has Ghost in his name. And we'll talk a little bit more. Also, I'll probably try to make videos to kind of make my thoughts a little bit more concise here. So the PC savior people, y'all can have it out there. I'm also going to do one for Chariot, man. Handheld people, virtual people. I need to do PlayStation's advantages. I might do that tonight. So if you're a member, you'll get it. You'll get it tonight. Don't be alarmed. If you're not, you'll get it in a few days. Also, if you're thinking about playing Orcs Must Die, I'm doing the Orcs Must Die stream this Saturday for people. So I know Rouster will be there. I'll be there. It's 4-player co-op. So if you wanted to get into Orcs Must Die and you want to play with people who've played before, definitely we'll take you through it, especially this one. Like I said, it's a little bit more confusing to me. And I probably have like 200, 300 hours in Orcs Must Die. So and it's confusing to me. So definitely I'll let y'all know. Nintendo Switch 2 Geek, you already know. I'm gonna be doing another thing on Nintendo Switch 2 and I'm gonna talk about the games launching on Switch 2. You're gonna want to catch that. And look at Remy. Look at my little Remy. And there he goes with that look. Y'all. He's kind of gradually letting me know that it's time for us to he's giving me a look. That is Remy. But yeah, y'all. That's the show for today. Let's see if I can zoom this in for the last part. Wait, hold on. That's not the zoom in. Maybe I can't. I used to know how to do it. Not today. Eventually, though. Dogs win, cats of course, decoy, potty time. All right, Spartan, go ahead. What time Saturday? 6, 7? I know you stream, Jeff, but I'm thinking 6, 7. I try to do the Saturday streams earlier or super late, but I'm thinking super early. Probably the same time I did last stream. We'll go for a little bit. Maybe even earlier. Rouster, I'll have to get with Rouster because I know Rouster wants to play. I haven't decided. I might actually have something Saturday. I have to decide. I have to decide. But yeah, with that said, y'all, thank y'all for the conversation. Thank you, Spartan, for taking us all over the place. And thank you all. Thank you, Severn, for pushing back. Kubini for pushing back. Everybody for pushing back. Um, if I'm free, I'll jump in. No worries, geek. No worries. No pressure. I'm around all day, I think. All right. There we go. We got it. But yeah, y'all, that's the show today. Hey, Iconic Video Games. No, it was a gross show. It was a gross show. Y'all, if y'all haven't checked out Iconic Video Games, has 2 shows. I just found that out, Iconic Video Games, by the way. You have the show on Friday, and you have the show on Sunday. I catch the one on Sunday. So if y'all are around Sunday mornings, they do a great show. They hit on all things. Very wholesome. Not like the end of this one. So go check that out. Um, but uh, but yeah, thank you. And thank you again for Geek the Sneak for the gifted members and Cowboy for the super chat, as well as Joe for the super chat. Thank you all so much. It means a ton, ton, ton. And with that, I don't care where you game, how you game, why you game, what you game on, how long you've been gaming. As long as you're gaming, you're good with me. And as always, this is Purple Haze, and the proof is in the plane. All right, take care, y'all. Later.